For those who don't know The Tempest, it takes place on an island, and there are some characters who have been on the island either their whole lives or for a long, long time, and there are others who are shipwrecked here, lords, essentially, from Milan and Naples, who are shipwrecked on the island and are in all of their finery, and they have their leather boots and their swords and all of these ornate costumes that, of course, don't really align very well with the sand. So the contrast between the spirits or the young girl who was raised on the island walking barefoot and comfortably on the sand, and those tromping around in their big clunky boots with metal buckles and all the rest, it's a very sharp contrast, and it's really effective. It's really an engaging way to use the elements, in this case sand and stone and water, sort of to tell you a lot about who the characters are. It's a very exciting and sort of a pleasing visual and audio treat to hear and see the sand and the characters interacting with it. First and foremost, it's an opportunity. I think most of the members of our company, certainly myself and many of the directors and other leaders of the group, feel very strongly that the most exciting things theater can do for you are best experienced right up close and personal when you're sitting a few rows back maybe, or just a few yards away from the action. We don't necessarily think the best purpose of theater, for what we like to do with it, is to be 40 rows back and on the third balcony, because you can't experience the real emotion or the real connection between two people or the real trauma of a discovery or whatever else it might be from that distance. You can't see, film can bring you right up to someone's face and do a close-up, and you can see, the twitch in Edward Norton's eye, right, as he discovers some key moment of the movie. But for us, being close to the action and seeing how someone is physically, their breath is taken away by the way someone else says a line, or whatever else it might be. I mean, I could wax poetic about the possibilities all day, but the idea is that by being right there with other people who are really experiencing a live moment, you can take something away that is far greater than what might be possible when you're in a giant proscenium theater and you're many, many rows back in the nosebleeds, as they say. Our nosebleeds here are about 15 feet from the stage. So it's a wonderful thing. And you talk about non-traditional, and you're certainly right in the sense that the high school auditorium or even Edwards Auditorium, which we've used before over at URI, or other large theaters, they definitely have that sort of traditional stately going down to the theater kind of feel, and that's a wonderful thing, and there's a lot of great stuff that comes of it. But I also I think there is something sort of traditional or essential about that intimate interaction between audience and performer that we do have. But you're right, we're a little off the beaten path, but a lot of smaller theaters are embracing 90 seat, 120 seat, 150 seat venues because of what it brings you, and I think we're just part of that movement, and I think it's a wonderful asset to the community to be able to sit right down and see local people performing just inches in front of their face sometimes.